Okay, let's have a look at this title document. Start to draw it up. So it's a fairly complex little one, this one, obviously. Lots going on, which is a great little sample. Little blow up area. Yeah, off to the side here. Yeah, lots of different little bits and pieces to see. There's a little scrolled line there linking whenever there's a title with a scroll on that, just telling us that that's all part of lot 1. So those two parcels are part of lot 1, and there's actually another little scroll over here indicating that that is it's part of this lot 1 as well. So let's draw up this title and rotate to true north. So when you're drawing a title document, never start at the front street, always start at a back corner. So if it doesn't close, it's not causing issues at the front where we are. For this project, we'll be building on the boundary. It'll need to be surveyed by a licensed surveyor anyway. Okay, so I'm going to start in this back corner, and I'll just drag this off screen, but I'll be inputting the data as I go, starting with the 5121 at 317 degrees 47 minutes. Massing and Site tab, and we'll start with a property line. In fact, let's get rid of the information I've got here first, and making sure I'm going to place the title inside the little view icons. Property line, entering bearings and distances. So the 5121 is in meters on the title document, and on our data sheet obviously we're putting everything in millimeters. So 317 spacebar 46 and insert the next line. That'll, every time you do a spacebar, it'll go minutes, degrees, minutes and seconds. So 317. Just a quick chat about the direction of that arrow. It's kind of difficult to get your head around how it all north being up here, and how that 317 degrees is taking it, makes the line is actually going in from the bottom of the page here. It's heading upwards because the 317 degrees, we know north is 0, 90 degrees is off on this side here. This would be 180, and that's about 270 over there. So 317 is coming straight up almost from that north arrow, as we can see. Yeah, it's a bit hard to sort of get your head around. It's difficult to put together as a presentation, and that might be a different presentation, working out how to explain exactly how that works. So we're starting in the back corner, we're going 317. The next one that we're looking at here is 9 meters 690, 47 as the degrees and minutes. 9690, tab 47 space 47, and we'll insert another line. So from that 969, we're then starting at that corner here, and we're working our way down. So 13 meters and 80 at 137.46. Not sure whether that's 44 possibly. It's often an idea to have a look at what the other boundaries are around it. We've got a 43 and a 35. I'll go with 44 and just do a double check and see how close it is when it whether it closes or we can easily change that as well. Okay, so 13080 tab 137 space 44. Sure there would be a command to get the insert to happen. Next one is 14330 137.35. Two 11960 tab 137 space 43. Now that distance, the 2196, is bringing it right into that little corner down in there. So if I scroll across, you'll see that same little dashed line, the 2196, coming into there, linking that as being the same place. We'll continue the 1640 at 137.43. One 137 space 43. We've then got a 380 at 47.55. We've got 230 at 47.55 again. We've got another 230. Looks like we're going around a column, big column, 230 by 230. Whether that's something that was previously there or still there, it's something we'd need to go back and check. 137.15. $230 and 227 space 55 and 1660 227.55. And we should be back onto the bigger title again now. We've just come in from there, the 227.55, and we've got 847 written there, which is noted there as well. And this should bring us back to the start. Okay, and place the title centrally over that little survey point. And you'll note there we've got a little arc in there as well. Let's probably need to draw that in first and then use pick line. It's not something that we can pop in Revit easily. So I'll just do a detail line, annotate detail line. So that's the, you can see the end point hopping up there and there. I'll do an arc between this point and this point here. We'll do that as an arc. As you're going backwards and forwards, you can see the number that's changing. That's the one that we'll edit if we start typing in. The radius for this project here is 1680. 1680 and enter. We can then go to property line, create by sketch, and select and pick. It'll always give you a little warning message, let you know that it's not a closed loop, and when we're doing something like this we can accept that as being fine. I'll now get rid of that detail line sitting underneath. It's just by resting over that, and we're looking down here in our little status bar, rest over that line, press tab once, pick, delete. That'll give us the that line there. The tagging of that will be interesting because we probably need to tweak and change a little bit. Tag, we've got our property line tags. If you select on this one here, gives us 172 degrees, 7 minutes with a 226 as a chord length, distance directed in a straight line between those 2 points. Back on our title document, you'll notice we have 172 degrees 20. So we'll go back into Revit, select on that arc, edit table, and we'll say yes. We know that this is taking the sketch-based property line and altering it, and we'll change it to 20. So that'll get the document reading correctly. Getting the arc length across on a distance around a boundary like that, Revit won't automatically do that for us. It is something that'll put up a bit of a fight to get it to show as an automatic calculation. I haven't really investigated exactly how that can happen. Possibly can, but I'm not sure. And we can certainly add radius onto the tag as well, just by opening that tag and label, select the radius, bring that one in, okay, and load into project, override the existing and its parameters. We might need to do 2, and we need to change its units as well. It's currently coming in as 1680, whereas the bearings and distances are all listed in meters with an M afterwards and all of those sorts of things. If we go back into that family and have a look at the distance edit label, we should see the I was thinking there might be a suffix of an M in there on that distance, but it must be done possibly in here. Text size black. That'll be a text presentation for another time, because I want to get into the actual rotate true north process, which is something we do need to we can work with those. So let's do the rotate true north onto this. The first decision with the rotate true north is which way do we want this title. Do we want it running up and down the page or along the bottom of the page? For this shape block, I'm going to run it along the bottom of the page, particularly because I know I'm going to do a floor plan and then some other elevation, some upper floor plans sitting above it. So we want to run this long boundary along the bottom of the page. So I'll go back in and pop that tag on that front, and you can see the angle there of 47 degrees, 47 minutes. So we need to rotate this view by that amount to bring it around a square. So first thing, before we can do any change on this, we need to change from orientation from project north to true north. Once we're in true north, we can then use the manage, and I'll just maximize this so I can see position under the project location panel, and rotate true north. Here I'll just type in the 47 space 47 towards the, we're going to be rotating this in towards the west, direction. Let's pick back into there and press enter. And what we should see is that these little view icons are now in line with that boundary. So I'll just move that back up to being sitting over our little survey point, and we'll change it to Project North. And that's got the title sitting along our page, so we can work with it in Design Square. And we can do a little test as well on this. You can just do a little check to make sure that it's working for us. I know that north is kind of off on this angle, 47 degrees. So if I'm going to draw a wall in, a random wall, straight in like that, I'll turn the shadows on, and I'm going to set a sun setting still shot. We're currently set at Sydney. I might change that to Bendigo. I tend to find this search doesn't tend to work very well. For this we need to grab that little icon and drag it and locate it where we want. You can zoom right into a specific block of land to do it. Well, where are we? That'll be close enough. I think the sun angle's not going to change between those things. Winter solstice, we'll have a look at that at 12 o'clock, and we should have a shadow coming directly from off in that direction. So I'm confident enough that the rotate true north has worked well for us. I'll pop it back into true north as a view just to double check, and we'll pop the symbol north arrow in place while we're here. I think there might be a couple of different types of north arrows in there, and once that's been brought in, you can change it back to Project North. That'll get your true north arrow in the right direction. It says drawing titles, and rotate true north. Don't forget to put lot 2 on there as well. Yeah, thank you.